I've spent the last 3 years running a software agency that makes about 150k euros per year, and I also launched a startup. I'm going to tell you something that will piss off every startup influencer on YouTube. If you are a first-time founder with no business background, SaaS is probably the worst business model you can choose. In this video, I'll show you the actual math that makes SaaS nearly impossible to bootstrap, why agencies are massively underrated for first-time founders, and the one trick that nobody talks about that lets you validate a product idea while getting paid, instead of bleeding cash for 2 years trying to find product market fit. I am Gabriel, and if you are a first-time founder trying to figure out which path won't destroy your financial life, this video is for you. This is the actual truth. A SaaS is terrible for bootstrapping. It's not a bad model, it just doesn't suit self-funding. So unless you have investments behind you, don't start a SaaS. This is the actual math behind this idea. With SaaS, you're basically selling low-ticket subscription, which is like 20 euros per month for B2C or 80 euros for B2B. So, in order to be profitable, a SaaS needs a lot of users. This is the math. 200k euros as an annual recurring revenue is basically 10,000 users at 20 euros per month. This is equal to a massive ad spend, affiliate marketing and content marketing in order to find these 10,000 users. And also, profit depends a lot on long retention. So it works with external funding because you need capital for marketing upfront. But getting funding is actually slow. It is not for first-time business founders who need financial sustainability fast. This is what I call the unit economics problem. Let's look at the example. 20 euros per month as a subscription. A customer stays 12 months, so there is a lifetime value of 200 euros. The cost of acquisition of that client is 100 euros. So basically, on paper, 100 euros as a cost of acquisition versus 200 euros as a lifetime value looks like a good business, a good profit. But the problem is that the 200 euros arrive slowly over the 10 months. So basically it takes 5 months just to recover the cost of acquisition. And you can't reinvest that money until the 5th month. So this is the brutal math. You spend 100 euros on a customer, you wait 5 months to get 100 euros back, only then you can acquire customer too. It's not even profitable yet, because you're just breaking even. So the real profit arrives at month 6. The result is that, yeah, sure, the curve is exponential, but one customer at a time. So there is a 5-month gaps between acquisitions, basically. And this assumes a perfect scenario, where the first customer stays for 5 months. There is no churn, and the product works immediately. But this is never the case. There are always bugs, features, early churn, and the math gets way worse in reality. And this is why the annual plans exist. The SaaS model pushes annual upfront, because 240 euros immediately is much better than 20 euros per month, because you can recover the cost of acquisition immediately and you can reinvest that money faster. Without this, the growth is painfully slow. Compare this to a service business. The economics is completely different. Because if you need cash flow now, not in 18 months, agencies are massively underrated. Here's the math that changes everything. Let's look at the example of a software service business, a B2B agency, which has a very different unique economics. It changes everything. Let's look at this acquisition example. 1,000 euros to acquire a client. You can spend it in ads, cold outreach, and so on and so forth. At Daedalus XR, actually sometimes we spend even €0 to acquire a new client, because it arrives inbound or thanks to word of mouth. So let's use €1,000 as a realistic number. Let's take a break from the video from 1 second. Because if you want the exact system I used to land clients without portfolio or experience at Daedalus XR, you can get my free guide. You can find it in the description. The title is Achieve Full-Time Income from Your Software Business in 12 Months. Link in description. Let's go back to our math. The value of a project for a software agency is between €5,000 to €50,000. You can charge 50% of the project up front, so basically you have covered immediately the cost of acquisition. In the SaaS model, you need to wait 5 months to recover €100. In the agency model, you recover €1,000 of cost of acquisition of the client immediately in the upfront payment. And these are the immediate benefits. You have a much faster cash flow, you can reinvest immediately. As a result, the agency model is much easier to bootstrap. You can actually reach meaningful income way faster than a SaaS. So let's look at a scenario where you are running a software agency and you are 2 people on the team, 2 co-founders. Let's say you land one 5,000 project. Basically, you cover the cost of acquisition, which is €1,000, and then basically for you 2 co-founders, you have a 2,000 salary for your month. And in 1 month, it's much easier to find 1 agency client than 100 SaaS users. And I want to address the common objection. People usually say, yeah, but SaaS user stays for subsequent months, not just for 1 month, just like service client. Yes, but you always need to remember that it's not a perfect situation. There is always churn. So it's not true that in the SaaS model, users stay infinitely. Plus, also clients from agency can repeat and work with you for several projects. So we can make a comparison based on the lifetime value. A SaaS user can bring you €20 per 16 months by considering churn. So it's basically around €300 per year. An agency client, considering that they can bring you 2 projects, each one of them at €5,000, has a lifetime value of €10,000. There is a 20 times difference in value. Okay, so agencies are easier to bootstrap. There is a faster cash flow, and that's great. But here's what nobody tells you about starting an agency, because it isn't only about getting profitable fast. It's actually the secret weapon for your future startup. Let me show you what I mean. Agency is not only the fastest way to profitability, it's also the fastest way to validate the market for your future product. Because it allows you to find the idea organically. Or we can say that running an agency let a product idea find you. Here's how it works. After 2 or 3 years building custom solutions for a consistent niche of target clients, you begin seeing patterns in requests. Similar things, same problem. GC's product market fit validation just in front of you. And the nice part is that you are getting paid while discovering it. So this is the contrast between finding product market fit running a SaaS model or an agency model. If you're running a SaaS model, you spend at least 2 years in finding product market fit. You run customers interview, you build feature, you fix bug, you try to understand which is the best business model, you repeat, a lot of that. And in the meanwhile, months, even years go by and you are not earning anything. On the other side, with the agency approach, you spend 2 years, 3 years, so maybe the same time compared to a SaaS business model, but you are already earning because clients are paying you to deliver projects. This is what I call finding product ideas organically, because it's the market that is basically telling you what problem it needs. This is an example from Daedalus XR, my software agency. We have been working for the manufacturing niche over the last 2 years. And after 2 years, we realized there is a pattern. Clients keep asking for configurators because they have always this recurring problem. They struggle to make their client visualize what their machines are gonna look like. So after we were asked to develop the third configurator, we said, wait, this is a product opportunity. The market is already validated, and plus we were profitable from day one. So now you know the math. SaaS is slow cash flow, needs funding, long runway, impossible to bootstrap. Agency is a faster cash flow and also builds validation. But how do you decide? This comes down to only one single question. The only question that lets you decide between starting a SaaS business or an agency business is this one. How long can you wait? How long can you delay sustainability? How long before you need a decent salary? Because there is only one truth. If you need to get financial sustainability fast, aka if you need a salary right now, agency is a perfect fit for you, period. If you can wait 2 years, 3 years before getting profitable, maybe SaaS business model is good for you. But be realistic about your financial runway, the monthly burn rate, and especially your ability to get fundings from investors. And that's a kind of reality check. Most first-time founders can't wait 2 years to get a decent salary. They need to pay rent, bills, food. They need to prove to their family that the choice of starting a business isn't crazy. Agency gives you that proof while building experience and product market fit validation. If you want more brutally honest advice about how to grow a software agency, you should consider watching this video. It goes deeper into specific tactics. Don't forget to download my free guide on how to reach a full-time income from your software business in just 12 months. You can find the link in the description. Thanks for watching and see you at the next video.